So I used to think that mental health was something that you fix, but then I realized that mental health is a daily practice. Hey everyone, my name is Angel and welcome. I'm so excited to talk about this because mental health is something I am incredibly passionate about. And I want to share 10 tips and habits that have helped me get to where I am. And where I am is this: joy, happiness. And I never thought I'd get there. I was a girl who would spend months at a time depressed in my room. I got tendonitis, or like an injury in my shoulders and my elbows, because I was in bed so much, it started to mess with my muscles or my tendons. I don't even know. I was so depressed that I could barely keep a job. I barely graduated college, and I struggled to maintain friendships. Struggled. I was so lonely for so long, and now I've reached this point where I have a community, and I have friends, and I have joy, and I'm still building. Every day is this process of building your dream life, but I am truly, for the first time, feel I'm on the right path. I'm just gonna get into it. Okay, here is a really big one, and this has been one of the most fun ways that have improved my mental health. And the first one is just sprinkling joy into my life. Sprinkling joy into my everyday existence. I think it's so easy to take things so seriously. Like I have to wake up at 6 a.m. and I have to do this and schedule this and color code this and do that so that I can like have this good balanced life. And what I've come to realize in being on this healing journey and improving my mental health is you just gotta be joyful. You're alive, and this is the one life that you have. Integrating joy into your life and just having small moments of that and purposely integrating that every day, having that is iconic. Like, this is what I do. And this is what it's really changed throughout the years. But before, I used to go to the beach every day and danced along the beach. And that brought me so much joy. And it was something that I look forward to every day. And when I woke up in the morning, I was excited to go to the beach at sunrise and dance in the ocean. And now that I have a little bit of less time, I will play Pitbull. Like, I will go into the kitchen during breakfast and I will play Pitbull and I'll just dance a fool. Sometimes I'll wear sunglasses, or maybe even little things. When I'm walking in my car, I'll just do a little dance. I'll do a little jiggy. For me, dance is my greatest joy. It brings out this childlike energy. It brings out this happiness. It brings out this gratitude to be alive. And movement has always released a lot of negative energy from my soul. And I'm not a professional dancer by any means, but dancing makes me feel alive. And integrating just a little bit of dancing throughout my day, every day, has allowed me to just remember the joy of being alive. And that is the greatest thing that I could do for my mental wellness and my mental well-being. You know, I almost see it as medicine. Dance as medicine because it heals me in such an incredible way. And I can't describe it, but it makes me feel complete. And everyone has something in their lives that make them feel complete, that make them feel loved, make them feel important, make them feel like life is worth living. And when you find that little thing that you can sprinkle into your life, it'll make a huge difference. So the second thing I did is that the food that I consumed, I ate it as a form of self-love. I've struggled with my relationship with food for my whole life, right? I had a bunch of eating disorders, but one of the things that really, really helped with my mental health is eating food that helped with my mental well-being. Like eating a balanced diet. I know it's cliche, it's been like beaten like a dead horse about having a good diet, but it genuinely helps and it heals the soul. It didn't come from me kind of like forcing myself, like, oh, I got to eat healthy, blah, blah, blah. It came from this space of gratitude. Like, I'm so grateful to have access to these fresh vegetables. I'm so grateful to have access to this kind of protein, these chickens, meat, tofu, whatever, that I have the ability to have these balanced meals that can nourish my body, and my body will nourish my mind. And I'm so grateful that I have the finances, that I have the ability to nourish my body, because my body is the vessel for my soul. My body is the vessel for all the beautiful things in my life. My body is the body that can hug my loved ones. It's the body that can see the sunrise and the sunset. This body deserves to be fueled. I have the capability and I have the blessing to be able to give her the diet that she deserves. Thinking about it in that way has really made me see eating food and seeing nourishing myself as this beautiful ritual of self-love, as this beautiful ritual of gratitude and joy. Here's the third thing, right, is like shame. Shame has been the biggest thing that has held me back in my mental health. Like, I would shame myself for not being disciplined, for not being disciplined enough, for not being successful enough. And you know what's crazy? You know what's wild? It turns out that hating yourself does not help with self-love. I know. That is a dynamic thought, but for real, I have realized I cannot hate myself into self-love, and I cannot hate myself into the kind of life that I want to have. And instead, when I do things that don't necessarily serve the kind of person that I want to be, the kind of life that I want to have, I get curious instead. For example, I try to wake up every morning around 7. I am not a 5 a.m. wake up girly. I used to. We're kind of not in that era anymore. So when I wake up past 7, sometimes I'll like wake up at 9, I'll feel kind of bad about myself. And instead of being shameful, I will be curious, and I'd be like, why didn't I wake up? How did I sleep last night? What time did I sleep? How did I manage my time yesterday? I'm so curious as to why did I not do this? What can I do better in the future? All of these actions are purely information, and I don't need to shame myself. I can instead choose to be curious. I could be curious about what my patterns were, and then from that curiosity, I can make a shift in the future. And that's all I need to do. I don't need to shame myself and hate myself and go into this shame spiral that won't support anybody. It won't support myself. It won't support my goals. So why do it, you know? Okay, so the next part, I've purposely reached out and created a community of like-minded people, of people who value self-development, who value self-love, who value community, who value supporting other people, who value mental health and mental wellness. And fostering that community is something incredibly important to me. And every day I make sure to really like nurture that community, whether it be reaching out to friends and seeing how they're doing, going to parties or events of those friends or partners, or even just sending silly little Instagram reels. I do all of that because my community uplifts me, and I deserve to do it to them as well. I used to think that mental wellness was all about being isolated and working on yourself and really pushing yourself in solitude. But while that has worked for certain areas in my life, it has not worked in a lot of ways. And what has worked in the long term has not been isolation, it's been community. So it's been amazing. And that goes to my next point. When I'm feeling down and when I'm struggling, I don't isolate. I just don't. For me, isolating is very triggering, and so I don't do it. What I do is actually kind of the opposite. When I'm sad, I reach out to people that I trust and that I love to get their perspective, to get their support, or just release the emotions that I have and to speak my perspective on them so that they can provide maybe a different perspective or just be there to listen and be supportive. And that has been incredibly life-changing to me. I used to spend so much of my time when I was struggling just in solitude. Like I would be so scared to talk to people, and I didn't want people to see me a type of way because I was down and depressed, because I thought that I was unlovable when I was sad. And so I only showed up to the world and to people when I was happy. But I realized that the people that genuinely love you and genuinely want to be there for you, they will love you through the highs and lows. And they'll be more than happy to be supportive and to be there for you when you're struggling, because that's what love is. That's what community is to be there through the highs and lows. And being able to reach out to my community when I'm struggling has made it so much better and so much easier for me to get out of darker moments than when I would just sit in solitude and just sit in my shit, essentially. And I would feel even more alone, and then I would shame spiral and go into an even deeper depression. The importance of community, I cannot express how important that is. So I also created this really genuine love for fitness. Not even fitness, but like movement. Love for movement, love for the gym. And that took a while for me to genuinely find love for movement, because in the beginning I really did have to force myself to go to the gym. But what was really awesome about it is that I created this way of loving movement and loving to go to the gym by reassociating it with joy. Before, going to the gym just felt like, icky, gross, not fun. But I shifted it. I started going to this gym that really focused on community. And I made a bunch of friends at that gym. So when I would go to the gym, I would be like, oh man, I'm going to the gym, but I'm also here to talk to my friends and like get updated on my friends' like relationship or the trip that my friends went on. And we get to catch up. I'll also work out and go have this movement. Or I went to this boxing gym for a little while, and like I was super excited to like improve my boxing skills and improve on this skill instead of just going to the gym because I have to like lose weight or because I have to work out or because I'm obligated to do this. Like, oh, I get to go to the gym because I get to improve on something. I get to build my community. I get to catch up with my friends. And that became this reassociation with movement and the gym specifically. I used to hate the gym, but now I find joy in it. And even little things. I bought really cute outfits that made me feel really beautiful. And I would go to the gym and wear these cute outfits, feel super cute, have a really great playlist, and it would be a great time. And even though I moved cities, so I used to live in San Diego where I had that big community, and now I'm in LA, and I don't really know anyone at my gym. That feeling of joy though that I had by going to the gym, I still feel it. I still feel that association of joy even though I'm no longer there, which I find really interesting, but it's worked, so I don't question it. Okay, so here's another awesome habit is I become very vision centric in the way that I live my life. I have a very specific vision on what I want from my life and what I eventually want for my future. And I wrote down like a vision statement for myself, and I put it right by my bed above my desk, and then I put it on the other side of my room as well. And I see that vision. It reminds me of how I want to live my life. Every day I wake up and I remember the vision that I live by. The vision that I live by is having financial stability while having to achieve my dreams of making a difference in the world by traveling the world, telling inspirational stories, and then eventually creating a foundation for girls' education in the Philippines to provide scholarship funds for them. And to have that level of vision for myself has helped me wake up every day with a very clear purpose as to what I want to do and why I want to do it. I want to be able to save up for this trip, or I want to be able to have enough money to save up to attend this school, or I want to have enough stability for my family to have this. It can be something that you want to achieve next week, something you want to achieve next month, something you want to achieve next year. And having something to look forward to, having a vision for what you want from your life, whether how big or small, has shifted the way that I see myself and how I see my life. And another big way that I've really provided motivation for me and my mental health and my mental wellness is giving myself these challenges and challenging myself in a really fun way. I've struggled a lot with fear. I have had a tendency to be easily scared for a lot of things, a little bit of anxiety, a little bit. And because of that, I did all these challenges that I have on my my Instagram page and my TikTok page. I would do 21 days of challenging my fears, or 30 days of facing my fear of failure. Or I did this 365 days of discomfort challenge where I did something every day outside of my comfort zone. And because of that, every day I had a purpose of a fear that I wanted to face or something that I wanted to challenge that would help me grow. And by gamifying the struggles that I had, I was able to really grow as a person at a faster rate because I was having fun doing it. And I think that's the thing, is having fun growing is such an important thing to do because we're still on this life to live. And to be able to have fun while doing anything makes life just so much more beautiful, so much more joyful, so much more exciting. So yeah, gamifying, having challenges, 21 day, 30 day, 365 day, it was just amazing. That genuinely super helped for me specifically, just making it fun because I love fun. I love fun. And the last thing is treating mental health as a daily practice. I realized that mental health, like physical health, it's something that you nurture every day. There are practices, there are workouts, quote unquote, things that you do every day to really strengthen that mental muscle, and to not shame myself for whatever mental state that I'm currently in, because like physical health, mental health fluctuates. And what it is to be human is just to be accepting of the concept that not every day is going to be the same. You're going to struggle. You're going to have things that you struggle through, and that's totally okay. Life is a journey, and with journeys comes highs and lows, and that's okay, and that's beautiful, and that's what makes life life. If life was the same every day, if the struggles were the same every day, if it was just perfect every day, then life would not be what it is. Beautiful moments and tough moments are what color the beautiful masterpiece that is our life, that is living. So I hope this helped y'all. I have so many lessons that I've learned, and this is really just the surface, the little tiny tip of the iceberg. So if you like this, let me know and I'll make more of them. And I'm so excited to have you guys here. I'm so excited to be sharing all the things that I learned, improving my mental health and learning how to live a beautiful life. So thank you so much, and I'll see you next video.